One of my great joys is Osiris the cat. Many of you may know, but based on some of my posts, that I had a cat, Osiris. Beautiful black male cat. He's 2 years old. He's a Virgo. Okay. Anyway, love of my life. I learned so many lessons through Osiris in the beginning part of our journey together. I wasn't, I was, I was in a whole lot of pain, that, just dealing with a lot of nasty energy, um, just bombarded. But I've always loved cats. Okay. Me and my son have had several cats over the years. And, and, when you deal with so much intrusion in your life and all sorts of people trying to play God in your life and trying to dictate things, it's human nature to try to compensate and find ways that you can implement some semblance of control. Unfortunately, as the humans, we tend to do this in our relationships. If things are out of control, life is not going quite the way we want, we have a tendency to subconsciously and unconsciously attempt to overly dictate and control the areas that's under our rule. Okay. And I did that with Osiris in the beginning. I convinced myself it was for structure and all these things, but it was me, in some cases, trying to over dominate and control and taking out frustration. I mean, he's a cat, and a cat is going to behave like a cat. You know what I'm saying? They're not fucked up the way we are. You know what I'm saying? They operate from their organic, authentic nature until they get tampered with, and that's another video. You know what I'm saying? But he was scared. I was scared. He had his story. There's a cat movie based on, it's like yeah, it's like a cartoon movie, and it's called Flow, and it's about a black cat and some dogs and stuff. But this black cat was like, he was like royal. Okay, and something happened to his family, in like some kind of a storm or something, and he survived. He went through one tragedy after the next. He had to barely escape with his life. The animal kingdom, like, he just went through it. um and Osiris has a similar story. Okay, because I got him from a shelter. And just like us, when we're traumatized, we don't instantly trust. We don't want people bugging us, bothering us, intruding on us. And the animal kingdom is really no different. Okay. So I learned so much from him. I hissed at him because he hissed at me. You know what I'm saying? He was behaving like a cat. Okay. He was testing my boundaries. He did like certain moves in the beginning where I swear I thought he was human, because I'm like, are you looking at me? And are you like, a 3-year-old kid would try that move where you want to raise your hands because you're trying to escape or you're trying to do something you're not supposed to do. I swear I went through that with Osiris in the beginning. It was the cutest thing. But it kind of tripped me out because I was like, he can't be thinking, is he? um, but we bonded very, very close, and we became inseparable, Osiris and me. Okay. He would follow me around, just look at me, sleep on me. He even would try to protect me because they can see all 9 dimensions at one time, because they're in all dimensions at one time. So there was a time where there was something attacking my head. Okay. He saw what it was. I have other protection. I don't always feel it to the magnitude that these things be coming, but he saw it. And one time I was doing something and he was behind me, Osiris, and he saw something attacking my head. He jumped on me. He saw it. He like jumped and pounced on my head. And I didn't get upset either because at that point, by the time that happened, I knew that he wasn't trying to like hurt me, that he wasn't attacking me. I knew that he saw something. And so I turned around and I said, "Oh, I said, Osiris, I said, you trying to help your mama, huh? You trying to help boo boo. You trying to help him, mama." And and he, cats are very, it's a deep history with cats, but he would, walk around, because he can see, he can sense, he can see. He would stand by the door and just stand there sometimes, it's just trip late at night. And it's like, why is he right there? Because people was doing weird shit. That's why. Yep. They was doing weird shit. If they were not literally there, they were up in their rooms and apartments doing weird shit, sending weird shit. And he knew it. So he would just, go about doing his thing. Anyway, so it broke my heart when I had to give him up for adoption, but I manifested, I gave intention, I cast some spells, and I actually manifested him um, a beautiful home and a beautiful lady. That's, she's married, beautiful couple, and just sweet as can be. But they have a lovely home. And the beautiful thing is, it's like an open adoption kind of deal, where I get to, she sends me pictures. I send her pictures of what I have of Osiris, but I FaceTime him once a week. And today, Osiris was trying to show me that he was okay. So he wanted me to see him play and move around. Like he showed me that he missed me, but he wanted me to see something because he did something different today. And it warmed my heart because it's the very environment that I would talk to him about before I gave him up, what I really wanted for him and what I felt like he deserved to have. And so he wanted to show me today. He acted different today on the FaceTime. He wanted to show me that, look, mama, I'm okay. Look at what I have. I remember, I know you wanted me to have a good home, a happy home. You wanted me to have a tower and stairs. You wanted me to be around other cats. You wanted me to have a water fountain and all that stuff and have nature around me. And he has all of that, a very beautiful home. And he's being spoiled. She was like, he's spoiled. I was like, good. I was watching him. And I was like, good. And I was like, oh, sorry, boo boo. Because when I talk to him, I'm talking all this baby talk, right? But I was like, oh, I see the pumpkin. Him spoiled. And he was. I saw him go to his little water fountain. So he wanted me to see him use his water fountain. So I got to see him use his water fountain. I get to see him. He has this it's this real tall cat, like tower, stairs, something. And I always wanted him to have that. So he gets to show me, he was going in and out of it and jumping and his toys. Like, look, I got toys. I got the tower. I have a window. That's my spot and I get to look. I got the little kitten to play with and cover for. And he had his snacks. So he wanted me to see it. Because the other times, he would just like either look at me, stretch, move around a little. But today he played and moved around a lot so I could see some stuff. One of the great joys of my life. Warmed my heart. Listen, something as simple as that, when you're a person that is dealing with so much hatred in your life, meant to fuck up your vibration, when you're somebody that's dealing with that on a grand scale, people smiling in your face, pretending like they're not cold, straight on some bullshit, sometimes it's the simple things that warms your heart. Because Osiris was my best friend. There's no op, informant, or handler that could have bought him off. That's the beautiful thing about the animal kingdom. It is. They don't, they're not perfect. They're predatorial sometimes and they're animalistic, but the whole thing is they're not if you love them, they love you. It's the kind of vibe. If you love them, they love you. Put a smile on my face today, man. And even my son, because my son FaceTime, with us, and he was like, "Oh, Cyrus," and Osiris heard his voice, and he came, to the camera, had his face facing us. I was like, "Oh," and we were like, "We love you, Osiris. It's your bobo, pumpkin," and him gaining weight because him spoiled. Him good. I had my whole big face looking horrible too because like I didn't, I wasn't. It was before I had a chance to get myself going, whatever. You know what I'm saying? And so when I went to come, I was like, oh, but I was like, oh hell, poor Osiris don't care. Oh, that's another beauty about it. Oh, he don't care. He loved him, mama. The pumpkin was happy here, mama. And I'm excited. He's got the life, man. He's got the life I wanted for him. Away from the bullshit, away from weirdos doing shit. People who love him. A nice home environment. People that are catering to him. You know what I'm saying? Because he's a beautiful cat. He's very sweet. Very mild-mannered. And I know he's a blessing to that family. I know he brings them joy. And the cat, because I think him and the kitten plays like he showed me that. It's like, here, look, I'm like their big brother. And see, my mom, I'm okay. You need to know I'm okay. I miss you, but I'm okay, because he did some like behavioral moves because I've been studying about cats. So he did some moves and it communicates that he missed me. That he missed me and that I'm his favorite. But you know why? Because there was a bond. I'm sure he's going to build something similar, because like I said, this has only been about a month since he's been with the new family. So it's like, it may take about 3 months or so to build a really, really tight bond. But you can tell he's comfortable. You can tell he's happy. His nervous system is probably calming because people aren't coming in there doing weird things the moment I leave or the moment my son leaves under the guise of routine maintenance. You know what I'm saying? Crazy motherfuckers that's letting people in there and shit and pretending like they don't see nothing. Like he ain't got to deal with that. They're in a house. They're not even in an apartment. That's another reason why I'm happy. They're in a house. Mm-hmm. So it's this energy of, yeah, fuck around and find out. Okay, because it ain't no apartment. They can't go swindle they whole ass up to no manager or no landlord. You see what I'm saying? To pay them to let them come in the room and shit. So I love that. That's the stressor, a weight off of me, believe it or not. Because he's my son. Osiris is my son. That's my son cat. That's my cat son. Okay, however you want to put it. He's my son. I had a dream of him before I even adopted him.
All right. Yeah, way to go, White Birdo.
And they tortured him. They did bad things to him over there where we were. This little weirdo cult that's involved in this shit. Anywho, I just want to share that because I'm sharing a lot of things. I also want to share the joys of my life and that I experienced even in the midst of all of the stuff that these people are up to. Now, I'm going to end this video because I don't want this to be an hour long. I just wanted to share one of my joys. And Osiris the cat, I have an open adoption. I can still see my cat. So I can't touch him, but I can FaceTime him. And that helps. And I believe it helps him too. You know, when you've dealt with loss, he's dealt with loss, one family after the next, one situation after the next. It helps to have a consistent, familiar, loving face, loving voice that's still around. And that's what I want him to know. I don't want him to feel and think that he did something bad or that he did something wrong why we let him go. I actually had several conversations with him, thinking, I don't know how much of this he understands, but I want to communicate to him that he didn't do anything wrong, that it was due to circumstance and me not being able to, not having money or in the position to where, you know, my life wasn't going to be stabilized and I didn't know what would be, you know, and if that's the case, then I'm not in a position to, you know, send for him, have him with me if I myself don't know where I'm going to be, you know, and motels and hotels, they allow you, but sometimes, you know, you deal with issues because of it too, you know. Because I wish I could have brought him with me. I so wish, because he could have helped grid all these rooms, you know, because lots of energy is accumulated in hotels. It's one of the reasons why they want targets to be subject to some certain environments, because by nature of the activity, the constant traffic. So this is a way they try to slow down the target and weigh them down with all sorts of accumulated with basal energy. And the target has to go, you know, clean the every space. But the good thing is I am being equipped and things are being provided, supplemental support, so that I can more rapidly, energetically address whatever environment I find myself in. More rapidly. Okay, a little bit more rapidly, because again, it's like, oh my God. On top of the fact that they send these cult members to rent rooms and, you know, to park around the vicinities to do their weirdo stuff in the cars. They're paying for it though. Yeah, they are. In fact, some of them today, that's a rough start. This is what I find funny. As ruthless as these people have been towards the collective, towards me, my son, and those that are like, they're ruthless, right? Some of them today think that I'm ruthless. Yep, you heard it correctly. Some of them have said, thought, implied some kind of way that I'm ruthless.
That almost had it.
And the only reason why they're saying it is because something is happening to some of them. These are people who are used to never having nothing affect them at all. These are people that are used to doing every foul thing under the sun to people and never having nothing happen to them because of the knowledge they have, the resources they have, the money they have, who they know, all those things. So when stuff starts to happen, when it does, they're like, it's her, it's him, she's ruthless. Why? No, we're not. We're not ruthless. No, we're not. No, I'm not. This goes back to what I was saying to you all earlier. I find this to be the most oxymoronic thing. Your harasser, your stalker, your violator, your abuser has the audacity to claim you are ruthless. You need to be in jail. You need to be surveilled. Ain't that funny?
That wasn't very nice.
They're sitting there hiring practitioners around the world, pretending like that ain't what they do.
Was it very nice? Was it?
They're handing stuff to crackheads and street motherfuckers, you know what I'm saying? And ain't giving them the knowledge of it, just giving them shit and tell them to go sprinkle some shit because they ignorant. And when it follows the one who sprinkled, as well as the informant, or as well as the one who sent them, then, you know, then you're ruthless. Ooh, they're ruthless. What did they? We didn't do anything. This world is going to catch up.
This is so rough.
And do nothing. It's abusers not being able to take their own energy is what's happening.
Have a nice day.
It's terrorizers not being able to take the type of vibrations and energies in which they put out there to those that they are targeting.
Let's speed up some more. No.
Life is simple. It could be. Leave people alone. You don't. They shouldn't be abusing people and then, oh my God, abusing people's children, abusing the disabled, doing all sorts of things. And then when stuff start happening to tiny, it's like, what are you on, man? What drugs are those? Poking on dolls, and then when they get a call about somebody and then they want to say, it's like, what kind of drugs you on? You on some hard shit. The shit that our mamas and daddies taught us, or whoever cared for us, no matter how distorted they may or may not have been, most of them, depending, I'm gonna put it that way. I have to be careful there. But most of them taught us, leave people alone. It's elementary. We were taught it. You teach your 3-year-old this shit, man.
Whenever, wherever.
You start preparing them in advance because you know at some point they got to go to school and they're not going to be under your care and they're going to be subject to the world. You start telling them, keep your hands to yourself. Leave people alone. The only time you should ever lift your hand in violence is if you are defending yourself, or you're trying to help your brother and sister, or you see somebody else being, you witness that, but you go get help. You leave people alone. And yet we have 30, 40, 50, 60, 70-year-olds who lost sight of those principles we were taught at 3.
Yeah.
We had all these discussions. Those of us that became parents, we tell them, no, look,
I would like to
somebody
get
will
that
knock
blue
you
on the
across the
basement
room
floor.
here.
Yeah,
Keep
swear to
you
God.
can't be mad if you over here
Oh,
mischief bothering
no.
people and you stumble across the wrong one who knocks you across the room because you shouldn't have provoked them. You shouldn't have raised your hand to them. They were minding their business and you should have been minding yours. It's fascinating. And then they'll do, oh, I didn't do anything. They need to be. Please. Anywho, this is why I'm honored and happy and blissful about every little small bit of authentic love, kindness, joy, laughter, because adults are not adults anymore. And that's real talk, baby. Adults aren't adults anymore. Adults have become the 3-year-olds that we once had to talk to about social etiquette and behavior. Adults are 3-year-olds now if you offer them a Walmart gift card. Because essentially in these programs, they are paying people to act like 3-year-olds. Is that a lie? Am I not telling the truth? Yes, they are. A 3-year-old is going to follow around their sibling and harass and terrorize them. A 3-year-old is going to be annoying and they're going to do certain things to intentionally annoy their elder sibling. A 3-year-old is going to be on their bike and keep running near, into, and around their sibling because they want their attention and they want to annoy them. A 3-year-old is going to tantrum and get loud and try to draw attention to themselves, which includes what? Revving up engines, all those things. That's what I said. A 3-year-old is no different than a 3-year-old. So at the end of the day, they're paying people to act like a 3-year-old. That's what I said. Adults are willing to be 3 years old if you give them a Walmart gift card. That's why I love animals. That's why I love nature. Because they're not going to be no sellout. And they're not going to be trying to set you up so that they can have a come up.